Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Shem Shai Bahashim Akakwadash, double honor to the all apostles and other bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers of Pasha, the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David, to the Akwaf that listen, learning, being a pillar of rest, 144,000 to one-third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I'm the brother / elder. Shalom and salutations to you all. This is the WW3 Daily Update. And today is War and Rumors of War Tuesday, where we go to Matthew 24 and 6, and we read it in the King James, and it reads that famous phrase that we're looking for. War and rumors of war. Wars and rumors of war Tuesday. Welcome. Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that you be not troubled, for all these things come to pass, but the end is not yet. We go in, we read these other versions. We go to the NIV. You'll hear of wars and rumors. There it is. In the NLT, wars and threats. We got rumors and threats. Down here, the good news. We got news. So we have rumors, threats, news. Did I say that right? Threats. And reports. Reports of wars. News of wars. Where'd my news go? News of battles far away. Threats and rumors. Take it away. Who we got? I saw this, and this is new. It says 3 hours ago, huge shock to Israel and the U.S. Iran launched a previously unknown nuclear site. So if all of this is about non-proliferation or whatever, these fools are like 20 steps ahead. Right? So is it about regime change? What is it about? If it's not about, whatever's going on in this arena here. Let's take a look at this. Boris Zeekman, 3 hours, huge shock to Israel and the U.S. Take it. This dude's a little weirdo. We'll watch a little bit and then come back and we'll go over Matthew 24 and 6 again. Take it. Boris Zeekman. This is rumors, threats, news, reports, all of the above.
As you are aware, at the end of June, Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, delivered an address to the nation for the first time, following the cessation of the 12-day conflict with Israel and its principal ally, the United States. Commenting on the current situation, Iran's supreme leader officially stated that Tehran had won a convincing victory in the war against the United States and Israel. Despite their loud statements, the Zionist regime was practically crushed and defeated, Ali Khamenei stated. According to him, it was only because of the intervention of the United States that Benjamin Netanyahu and other representatives of the Zionist regime were saved.
So I can let the weak say I am strong, huh? We'll probably have to get that if it be the Lord's will. So I can take it.
Complete destruction. The led by Donald Trump, understood perfectly well that if the United States did in a direct war against Iran, the Zionist regime would be completely wiped off the face of the earth. However, even the U.S. intervention in the war did not bring the desired result for these Zionists. Tehran has scored a landslide victory by slapping the United States in the face, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said. Ali Khamenei also assured that Iran will never capitulate to Israel and the United States. As proof of this, he noted the 90 million Iranian citizens who stood up for their homeland after the treacherous Israeli attack. Meanwhile, in Israel, they also claimed total victory in this 12-day war. In particular, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has officially stated that Israel has achieved all its goals during this war. Furthermore, Benjamin Netanyahu also stressed that Israel had achieved much more than expected in this war.
Everybody won.
The Israeli media also declared an Israeli victory. According to them, after this 12-day war, Israel joined the ranks of the world powers. Well, my friend,
how's that for rumors of war?
As you can see, each side is claiming victory. Unfortunately, it is difficult to compare the scale of damage to Israel and Iran, as both countries carefully conceal the true figures. Even military experts and analysts were divided about the true winner of this conflict. In particular, an authoritative expert and a leading researcher at the Center for Arab and Islamic Studies, Boris Dolgov, bluntly stated that the United States and Israel had not achieved their goals in this war against Iran. According to him, the United States and Israel plan to bleed dry Iran by completely destroying its nuclear program. In addition, one of Israel's main tasks was the physical elimination of Ali Khamenei and regime change in Iran. In addition, Israel also tried to disintegrate Iran and destroy it as a state. Boris Dolgov notes that the United States and Israel not only failed to achieve any of these goals, but also significantly strengthened the ruling regime in Iran by their actions, as Iranian citizens rallied around the supreme leader, amid Israeli and The fact that Israel has shown its vulnerability in a protracted war, lost several expensive air defense systems, and lost its oil refinery in Haifa, once again proving its complete dependence on U.S. military assistance, indicates that it was Iran that became the winner of this conflict, Boris Dolgov said.
Wow, Boris. Dolgov, that's small hat. I know something close to that. Yeah, that ass got handed right there. Look at that. That's an ass handing. Anyway, we'll go ahead.
The United States was the appearance of Iranian generals and politicians, whom Israel had declared dead during the first days of the bombing of Iran. In particular, during the celebrations in the Iranian capital, journalists noticed the commander of the Quds Force, Brigadier General Ismail Khani. Later that day, the chief advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ali Shamkhani, also rose from the dead. My dear truth seekers, let me remind you that in the early days of Israel's attack on Iran, Benjamin Netanyahu and his team officially announced the elimination of these influential representatives of the Iranian elites. Back then, Israel officially called the elimination of these influential Iranians an open message to Khamenei. However, as it turned out, Brigadier General Ismail Khani and chief advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ali Shamkhani, were at the headquarters all this time and coordinated missile attacks on Israel.
That's pretty much all we need. Okay. So they lost, right? Huge shock to Israel. Yeah. So they moved on. All right. They knew they were going to get bombed. So they thought ahead and they came up with an alternative site that nobody knows about. And now, they probably have several bombs, but now they're going to let everybody know. So anyway, let's let the weak say that I am strong. Joel 3 and 10. Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Hey, they've been down there working on them on the missiles and them drones. That's why they're over there winning. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. When they took down that drone, what was it, 2011? Reverse engineered it Took them that long to now they're on the top. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay? That's Iran right now. That's the Houthis. Okay? And we're going to see more of that right there in the Valley of Yahweh Shabbat. So stay tuned with that. We hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and sisters. Shalom.